Hear me out, hear me out. Let me just get this off my chest. Welcome to Her Diary Out Loud with Danny Royal, where my journey does not define me, but it defies the barriers of caring about what other people think. One real life experience at a time, my story, my way. I mean, it's better out than in, right? To have courage is to be courageous. I can recall times in my life where I've been told that I've been courageous, or I've been told that I've been away where I didn't even recognize that I even had the capacity or magnitude of strength or of confidence. So, they saw. There were times in my life where I didn't see in myself what others saw in me. And the courage to be who I am today, it has taken some time. Maybe a little bit longer than I had expected, but it took a whole lot of pitfalls and some hard nose and some strong, healthy boundaries for me to be able to acquire the woman that I am becoming. The woman that you see here today. I don't know about you, but I know that we need courage for many things in our lives that we don't even think sometimes that we even have the capacity for. You know how a rubber band stretches, and sometimes you might think that a rubber band can stretch to its limit. But the moment you think that you stretched it to its capacity, there's more room for that thing to stretch, right? And so what I find is it took a lot of stretching for me to get to a place where I understood that there's more and that I can do whatever I say that I can do. I can go wherever I say that I can go. If I have a little bit of faith, that'll get me to the next place. Because sometimes having just a little bit of faith can give you the momentum that you need to have the courage for the next journey that you may be on. Now life has its ups and downs. It has its roller coasters. It has its toss and turns. It has its sweet and its sour moments. But no matter what journey you're journeying on, it takes some level of courage. To move on to the next season takes levels of courage. To say no takes levels of courage. To say yes takes levels of courage of some sort. I mean, if I never was open to tell my story based off of heartache and heartbreak and things that didn't serve me well, I wouldn't be here telling my story to you now. I would not have Her Diary Out Loud. I would not be confident to be who I am in my own right, standing in my power, even as a believer who has a story, who has been a black girl who lived a colorful life. Some things that I have not been proud of, and some things that I am super excited that I experienced. And knowing who I am and not caring about what other people think about my journey and my story, that takes courage alone. God had to deliver me from any type of people pleasing that I had. Like, I don't know about you, but I've been born and raised in the church, and being born and raised in the church, you tend to care about what other people think. Why? Because it's the stigma of, oh, children of God don't do this. Oh, believers don't do this. Or you're supposed to love the Lord and it should look like this. But if I look at any of these individuals out here, a lot of these individuals out here, are they the ultimate example? Absolutely not. So it takes courage. It's taking courage to be able to tell my story and not be ashamed of my journey and my process. I can assure you that when you release your fear of taking that step of faith, taking that leap of faith, Because for some of us, we've taken steps and now it's time to move on to the leap. It's like, okay, I'm in the boat and it's, oh God, I believe that it's you. And God's like, now I need you to walk on water. So not only am I at the place where I have to have faith, but now I have to have optimum faith for where I'm going to. Because when you're a baby, you crawl. But then you have to learn to walk. And then when you walk, you learn to run. So if I stay stagnant and I stay at the same place, that's not me having the courage to get up and do what I didn't do before. That's me being stagnant and stuck and scared of whatever I don't know or whatever I can't see. Sometimes we have to lose control of what we think is the right way or what we think things should look like. I don't know it all. I don't know it all. Some things I don't even know. But to have the courage to step out on faith and do it whether I know or not. I don't know who my story is going to touch or impact. I do know that I am someone who was tired of caring. I was tired of going through and growing through things that didn't serve me well. I was tired of cycles and seasons that looked the same. I was tired of that. After a while, you should get tired. You should get tired of being stuck and stagnant. If you find yourself at the same place, that means you need to find the courage to do something that you're not used to. That means you need to find the courage to step out, on a whim and do something spontaneous. That means you need to just be. I had to just be and be okay with just being, no matter what somebody felt like my just being should look like. And that got me here. That got me to Her Diary Out Loud. That got me to just being okay to be free to be me with my flaws and all. And oh, do I have flaws? I have been through some things. I could tell you some stories. I could tell you a thing or two, I'm sure. But that's a part of life. I'm sure that you guys could tell me something as well. I don't know. I am grateful. And I got to take this moment to show forth gratitude to every person who stepped out on a limb, not knowing what your destiny was going to look like, not knowing what the end was going to be. Maybe you tried before and it didn't work that time. Maybe you should have given up on love a long time ago, but you decided to just try it again. You decided to open up your heart again. You decided to have that baby again. You decided to start that business again. You decided to give God a chance again. I commend you, and I want to recognize your life today. Because a lot of times, people die still with the things on the inside of them that they should have released here on this earth. And what I find is that you miss out on seeing the courage of somebody's journey, because that could have been the very thing that healed somebody, delivered somebody, or set somebody free. No, they were not. I believe. I believe that what you put out is what you get back. I believe that if you give a little, you get a little. If you give much, you'll get much back. And sometimes that takes courage. A lot of times that takes courage. When I tell my story from day to day, I tell my story from a place of growth. I tell my story from a place of humility. I tell my story from a place of gratitude. I tell my story of of what I've been through and what I've seen and what I've overcome, because there was somebody who couldn't. And I am so gracious enough to say that I have been able to. The fact that I've been self-motivated enough to do what I got to do, even when I don't feel like it. And when I don't feel like it, I don't. That's my prerogative. Okay? But having people in my space and in my path that understands the journey. Maybe not my journey per se, but they understand the journey of humanity. And sometimes, a lot of times, that takes courage. So if you have not, I want you to go on over to Podbean. I want you to go follow the podcast. We're into our new series, What's Holding You Back? For somebody, today it's courage. And I need you to release yourself from that. I need you to break free from being scared of taking that leap of faith that you should have been taking a long time ago. But we're not going to live in the past. Start right here. Make up your mind and decide right now. This is the moment that I decide to do something that I've never done. Go somewhere that I've never been. Love bigger than I ever have ever imagined. Create moments, opportunities, and things that could change your life for the better. So once again, go on over to Podbean. Check out our latest episode about courage. Our first episode in this new series, What's Holding You Back? Don't let it be courage. I love you all more than you know. And also, these frames are brought to you by Boo Glam. If you like frames, you don't have to have your prescription in them. You can get your lenses coated with whatever it's necessary based off of the options on the site. And you also get a chance to fit the frames on your face if you like to, see how the frames look on your face. Now, I didn't do all that because I don't be feeling like doing all that. I just am a strong believer that it's just going to turn out the way that I want it to turn out. And if it doesn't, then I can just, do something else. And it just so happened that it worked out. So in light of that, I want you guys to check out Boo Glam. Typically you see the ads on Facebook, maybe even Instagram. And now I've been seeing them on YouTube. So check out booglam.com. That's VOOGLAM.com. This is not a paid promotion. It's just something that I like. I am into fashion, and as you can see, I'm always doing something different, and that's just my right, because I believe that we should do what we love, and being creative, and looking good is my specialty, okay? So on that note, you guys remember, you are not just spiritually fit, physically fit, or mentally fit, but you are feminine and fit. Do so share this video out with one of your friends, a few of your friends, even your guy friends, because we're sure that guys can get something out of our podcast as well. This is recap number 1. I'm excited for number 2 and number 3 and number 4, because this series is going to be one to remember. And maybe somebody will get free. Not maybe, somebody will get free. I'm speaking it. Let that be you today. All right, y'all. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.